Welcome back. I'm going to start things off with a joke today. Why did Smartsheet stay up all night? Well, it couldn't calm down. Get it? Calm down. Well, it sounded funny when I first came up with it. I promise I'll get better. Whether you're managing projects, coordinating teams, or tracking progress, today's tutorial is designed just for you. In today's video, we're going to explore Sheets views with a special focus on features that can and will immediately help you get started with Smartsheet. All right, let's dive right in. We're going to start with Sheets. Sheets is your workspace where you can manage timelines, tasks, collaborate all in one place, and it's very easy to use. I'm going to walk you through how to create a brand new sheet from scratch. All you have to do is go to your top left of your screen there, the home screen, and you will see a create new option. Click the create new option and you'll be presented different options here. We are not gonna go into these, but for today's video we will choose sheet, and let's name this to level up sheet demo 2. I'm calling it 2 because I've already created sheet demo 1 as reference. Then click OK. Here we go. My brand new sheet is created, and as you can see, there's a star to the right of the actual sheet name. By clicking the star, what you're doing here is you're making this a favorite. So whenever you click the star option here, you will automatically see this sheet or any sheet that you mark as favorite in your favorite section. So if I go here, you will see the demo 2 file or sheet automatically transferred here. So that is your favorites option. Now let's go through creating an actual sheet. So column 1, we'll call this task name, okay? And what we're doing here first is naming the columns. Now column 2, we will call it assign to. So for you project managers out there, you know what that means. Next, we will call this column the status status column, sorry. And then we will call this start date, estimated start date, and end date, estimated end date. Okay, and then what we will do, just to keep it simple, is we will hide this column. So all I'm doing here to hide is to right click, and you'll be presented all these options, but for now we're going to hide the column. Now we've named the headers already, or the columns: task name, assigned to, status, start, and end date. Now what we want to do is we want to configure each column. Task name, let's double click, is set as text or number, okay, and that is your primary column. So you cannot, as you can see here, primary column must always be a text or a number field. So assigned to, we are going to keep this as text and number, but for you, when you're creating this at work, you will probably want to use the contact list option. Contact list option will allow you to enter names or search for people in your organization that have access to Smartsheet. So once you choose contact list, okay, and you click OK, whenever you start to type names in here, it'll automatically search your company's database. So it'll automatically search for people in your database that have access to Smartsheet. So great feature. So for you, for today's video, I'm going to choose text and number, but I highly suggest you choose contact list. Now let's switch over to status. Status, let's double click on that. We want to create a drop down list for them. So when you choose the drop down list option, you're going to see allow multiple values per cell, restrict to list values only. For the status, we do not want people to choose more than one status for obvious reasons. We only want one status to be picked, and we want to restrict people though to what we're presenting to them. So the status will be not started, in progress. So you can enhance this if you like. You can add more, in progress, and just put complete. Okay, and if you scroll down, just click OK. Now start. What we want to do here is we want to configure this to a date column type. Okay, so as you can see here, I chose the date column, and we want to restrict to dates only. Okay, we don't want people typing in the month or the date in narrative form. So we want them to be able to choose from the calendar, and we want to restrict that. So end date, we also want to do that to the end date. So we want to choose date, and restrict to dates only. Now we've configured our first sheet. Very easy, okay? And here's where the Smartsheet shines, is the ability to configure your columns. Okay, so I'm gonna do one extra step here. We are gonna now add more. Remember earlier where I hid a column? Let's now insert a column to the right. You can also insert a column to the left. So insert a column to the right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put % complete. Okay, and we will keep that as text and number. There you go, okay? And then what you can do is go to the 3 dots over here, the ellipsis, and you can choose the percentage format. So now when you type a number in here, it'll automatically convert that to percentage. Now let's talk about how you can configure at the row level. You have the ability to attach, right? Here you go, attach files to rows. So here when I click this clip, paper clip, you'll have the options to your right to attach files to that row. You also have an option to add a comment. So if I click the comment, you can add a comment here at the row level. The other option is add a proof. So for those of you in marketing, or if you have a draft plan or a document that you want somebody to proofread or comment on, you can choose this, and we'll do a deeper dive into this. And then you also have a way to set a reminder, one of my favorites. So you can set a reminder to go to somebody, to an individual, an email on a certain date. And you can also add a message in the bottom here, optional, a message so that the person receiving that reminder will know how to action a call to action. That's it. Those are the basic fundamentals of a sheet. Things that I highly suggest that you learn. The next item that we will cover are views. So in the sheet, you have different ways of viewing your sheet. The standard way, the default way, is grid view. Grid view is what you're looking at now. Now we can also switch over to Gantt view. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create a basic project plan. Okay, and like I said, I already have one on my other screen that I am actually gonna just copy paste here. So I'm gonna forward this video for you because I'm sure you don't want to watch me do this. So I'm gonna forward the video. All right, I'm back. So I purposely left 2 blank rows here because I want to show you how to edit and fix these. What I did earlier was I copy pasted. As you can see, it was very easy. All I did was copy a certain section from a source Smartsheet that I created before this video, and I pasted it here. Now it did not take the original format. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this up. Very easy. So I have 2 blank rows here. All I'm doing is highlighting this. So I'm highlighting the entire row and I'm pressing the control button on my keyboard. Keep your control button down and then click the second row. Okay, as you can see, that highlights both rows. Right click and then choose the delete option. We want to reformat the information here to match what I had in my source document. So under initiate, we have 2 tasks we want to indent. So all I'm doing is highlighting these 2 rows. Again, I'm clicking into a row, a cell, and then I am pressing the control button, highlighting both cells, and I'm indenting. Okay, so all I'm doing is indenting these child rows in here. So indenting that. And what we want to do, just for best practice, we want to bold these, okay, so that they stick out. Okay, now similar to Excel, what we want to do is we want to expand these columns, okay, so that you can see the entire column names or content. All I'm doing is going to the line and double clicking. All right, so it'll automatically expand it so that you can see all the content. You want to center this, so we're highlighting, again, highlighting, choose a column, press the control button down, and then you're just pressing and highlighting the different rows. And we want to center it, so just go there and then choose that option. And there's spaces on the side, so all I'm doing is grabbing the line here, going vertical, and then just double clicking, just like Excel. It'll auto format. Okay, there you go. Now this is your sheet. So I'm going to click save. Awesome. So now, as I mentioned, we are now in grid view. We're going to look at the different view options. So grid view is one. Now, the reason why I wanted to populate this with some dates is because I wanted to show you what Gantt view looks like. So Gantt view now is that. Okay, awesome. So that's Gantt view. So in Gantt view, all you have to do is move that line over to the left, or you can move it all the way to your left like that. So if you want to see the Gantt view, all you have to do is move that line over, and I am now in Gantt view, and we'll do a deeper dive in building project plans in future videos, because there are different options up here, like creating baselines. And then once you create a baseline, you can also show your critical path. Okay, so right now we're just going to look at this so you can see the Gantt view to your right. Great for visualization, by the way. And to your left will be your grid view or your project plan. Okay, the next view that we want to look at is the card view. So for those of you that run agile projects, like your Kanban board view, you can rename the headers as you like, or you can reorganize this. So there's different options here. As you can see right now, it's sorted or grouped by status. So the way to use this, and we'll do a deeper dive into this as well, but as an example, this task draft implementation plan right now is not started. So if we want to start that task today, all we have to do is simply drag that to the in progress column, and that will automatically change the status in your grid view. Okay, so if this draft implementation plan is now completed, all you have to do is drag that to the complete, and then let's see what happens in grid view. So we'll shift over in grid view, and let's look at that task. Sorry, it went back. So let's look at that task implementation, draft implementation plan. So this was the task that we dragged from not started to in progress to now complete in card view. So as you can see, the status here changed. Very easy, right? Very simple. Okay, so now the last view we want to look at is calendar view. Okay, so once you click calendar view, you're going to be given calendar setting options. So you have the display only dates in this column, display date range, right? So you can do the date range. So we'll do the standard display only dates in column. Click OK. So as you can see, it's a simple calendar view. Very powerful though. So if we're in a project where stakeholders or end users are not familiar with grid or Gantt view or card view, and they're only used to seeing things in basic format like a calendar view, you can use the calendar view as a way to communicate your training. So it's sometimes easier for end users to look at things in a calendar view. What most end users will do is actually print this. Okay, so they'll print this, post it at their desk. So very simple, but very powerful. We've gone through 4 views: grid, Gantt, card, and calendar view. So within those different views, play around with the different options in here. Okay, so under calendar view, you'll still see the automation, file, forms. So the different options are still available for you. So I suggest for you to play around in here to make sure that you're familiar with the different options. And that's a wrap. We covered sheets, views, so make sure to spend an hour or 2 after today's video, practice and create your own sheets, play around with the views, and don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, hit that bell icon so you do not miss my next video. I'll see you soon.